Alrighty, so in the last episode, we got a contract, and now I couple things with other stuff. I have a bunch of assets. I buy stuff, and so we're gonna head out. We're gonna go pick up this contract. It was placed by HiSec Buyback. It doesn't pay a whole lot, but it pays just enough. And the way I'm looking at it is that I am going to pick it up, and I'm going to pick some of my other stuff up. And so I'm going to be kind of, making good use of my time on this. So I could have picked this up in a DST because it's only 60,000 cubic meters, but the other stuff I'm going to pick up is going to put us over 62,500, which I think is the max that you can fit in a DST. And so it's all good. All right, so if you were going through Udema, you might check Udema Scout to see whether or not the coast is clear there. Also, if I were going through Udema, then my typical thing is that I will dock up a system, one system, like the system right before Udema, or maybe two before Udema. I'll dock up and I'll wait like 15 minutes and then continue on. The reason for that is that if I get scanned and I know it, I know that I need to dock up. You hear it most of the time. Most of the time you hear this scans little sound. And so most of the time you know when you get scanned. And that's gankers evaluating whether or not they want to try and gank you. And then if I dock up, then it cools them off. And when they don't see me come through, they don't know where I went. And so they may think that actually I was going someplace else and not through Udema. And so then if I dock up for 15 minutes, they pretty much forget about me. Now, if I really want to be anal about things, then I can put a scout out in front of me and just have a scout at the next gate all the time so that I know what I'm flying into. If I am under, if I'm a billion or under, I'll autopilot no problem. With this setup, with a tanky setup, it's got to be brick tank. I won't do it any other way. And I'll carry up to about 2 billion in HiSec without, worrying too much if I'm piloting myself. If I've got more than that, then I'm gonna put a scout in front of me. And if I'm carrying 3 or 4 billion, then a scout in front of me is fine. If I'm carrying more than that, I'm probably gonna want a Weber. Yeah, they're T2 bulkheads. If I am gonna carry more than that, then I'm gonna want to have a Weber and a scout, both, and be ready to dock up. So you always have to be willing to stop. If you are willing to stop, you will win. Because the gankers want easy targets, and they will just keep going, waiting for those easy targets. So, anyway, I have named my ship the Cosmic Eagle, and I have a nice trucking song for y'all. Here it is.
Out in the black where the starlight fades, Jet Big Rig McKenna's got the wheel. Cosmic Eagle flies through the trade lanes wide with the whole you, damn a scout. Warning about gankers lying in wait. Adjust his course through the Stargate. A space cowboy with a deadline to make. He's riding high in the cosmic eagle through the galaxy, so vast and wide, with a heart of gold and nerves of steel. Jed's making his run with the scout at the next gate.
This song has all of my advice in it.
Space docks hum like a honky-tonk night, where capsuleers spin their tails so bold. But Jed's got his eyes on the sector so tight, where the shadows of safety gank ships roam. At the next gate, he dodges a fray, outwits the gankers and tells them well played. With every new jump, he's earning his pay. On the starry road where space truckers pave the way. At Cheetah Station, Jeb hangs with friends. A new contract comes in, his ship loaded again. Now the journey extends under the watchful gaze of Bob. He undocks again. He's riding high in the cosmic eagle through the galaxy so vast and wide, with a heart of gold and nerves of steel. Jed's making his run.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Jedi on
With the scout at the next gate.
One just followed.
So here's to the space truckers, the haulers in space. May your routes be clear. May you have no fear in the endless race. Our beloved space truckers embrace.
So, questions. Let's see here. How does webbing work? Yeah, same corp, friendly fire, or you have to be in a duel, and then you have to keep the timer active. The webber has a gate delay too, to before the gate will allow them through once they've webbed, but it usually is before your freighter gets there. So yeah, thank you Jedi for the follow. Welcome. So looks like I have stuff in this system too. Stuff that I bought. So, Imanata's song's amazing. Yeah, so the song is called Space Truckin', and it is not up and available for everybody yet. I am trying to figure out where I'm gonna put this music, because I'm gonna make it available to everybody. I'm gonna let other streamers use it on their shows if they want. There won't be any copyright claims or anything like that. And but I haven't figured out where to put the music to make it available. So I'll have to research that. If you guys have any suggestions, I mean, I thought about I could put it on Spotify. I might be able to put it on, you know, iTunes. You know, it's not fully AI. I mean, I wrote the lyrics. SoundCloud's pretty good for music, yeah.
User rock.
So I
Shot
wrote.
Slap Out just subscribed for 6 months. Good morning.
Shot Slap Out. Thank you for 6 months as a sub. 60 gold to everybody here in your honor. Thank you, thank you. SoundCloud's a possibility. Oh, we got gankers in here. Look at all them red flashies. Yeah, I could put them on my YouTube channel. So
Thumb drive active.
yeah, I want to make them available, you know, the original files to like other streamers and stuff too. So
Parlantier just cheered 50 bits.
thank you for those 50 bits, Volunteer. How about another 50 gold to everybody here in your honor? Thank you, thank you. So, the thing about YouTube is I can't upload just straight music. It has to have some sort of video with it. And so I've struggled with that. I might, I'm using AI for part of the songs because I'm no musician. I know good stuff when I hear it. I can tell AI what kind of music is going to fit with what kind of voice and stuff. I can write the lyrics. AI is not nearly as good at writing lyrics. And so, and some places may have that I have to label it as partly AI. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, I will be making the music available to everybody. And Winamp graphics for Trippy Disco. Yeah, good. Good. Yeah, actually, I was going to install Winamp again on my system so I could use it to play this instead of Windows Media Player. How much should I put a contract up for if I want someone to take it from Jita to New Beans? Do you mean to like Pandemic Horde area? Is that what you mean by New Beans? Because there's no New Beans system that I'm aware of. Yes, okay. So the answer is buy it in MJ. That's the answer. You don't pay for a contract to go all the way up there. You just buy whatever you want in MJ. The reason is it will cost you too much. There are contract hauling services within Pandemic Horde, And so you'd have to investigate that if you really needed it moved. But it's costly because you're going to pay for jump freighter, and you're not gonna be able to get somebody to take something out there all the way in a DST or a blockade runner. They're going to do it in a jump freighter. They're going to have to be a member of Pandemic Horde, and yeah, or they're going to have to be blue at least. The hauling corps typically are blue to an alliance, but not within the alliance, so that they can avoid the vortex. Yeah. So the answer is to buy it in MJ. Sell it if it's something that's really expensive or whatnot. Sell it at Jita, and then rebuy it up there, and you'll pay a little bit more, but it'll probably be less than what you would pay to have it transported. So I could upload song to YouTube. It's a pre-show video logo contest. People making game videos. Yeah, I've thought about doing some collaboration. And like the Minmatar song is so good that many people have told me that I need to take it to CCP to have them put it to video and publish it. And I won't play that again until I've decided what I'm going to do, which it probably won't come out until Minmatar Liberation Day, which is like 3 months away, something like that. So yeah, and I'm coming out with more music. I've been working on more stuff, and they're all different styles. Believe it or not, the one that I'm working on right now is for Mar,
Warp drive active.
and it's religious music. I'm having the most difficulty making a worship song. Yeah. So. Yeah, but I agree, these are good enough to be shared. You haven't heard the Minmatar song Gary played? I played it for just a select group. It's gonna wait until it's actually published or actually out there now. I just needed some feedback on it, and I got that. And so yeah, it'll be a while. The Minmatar song is really, really good though. Very good. Yeah, for Caldari, I'm going to do an anthem for them, and it's going to be a military march. Amar is religious, and Minmatar is glam rock, or glam metal, actually. And Galante, I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know what kind of music Galante is. I suspect that Galante, now don't hate me for this, I suspect that Galante, oh, folk might be good. I suspect that Galante is gonna sound like Beyonce. And that may sound like, what the fuck, but Beyonce is all about exclusivity, equal rights, equity, loyalty, and stuff. That's what a lot of her music is about. And if you've looked up Galante legend and lore, Galante is about equality with politics, acceptance of everyone, and about the rights of each individual, and about community. And so, you know, if I'm looking for an artist to try and replicate the music, then that is the right person I would replicate. Is this... My wife just brought me flowers, sunflower too, for my desk. Yep.
Warp drive active.
Her first sunflower, right there. So, all right, cool. Yeah. Old freedom music, like German or French national song. Yeah, it could be. Not in favor of pop genre of music in Eve. Well, so I, you know, the right music that gives you, let's just say, feelings of something you've heard that's familiar, could be the start of the right feeling for the message. It's just like my trucker song here is country, because country is right for trucking. Not heavy metal, not pop, not opera, country. I'm not a fan of country, but I have been able to put together a couple of really good country songs, and, you know, they work. Country is great for storytelling. So, Galante always felt like a World War I battle theme. Yeah. So, you know, maybe what I'll do to, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna. I do want your input on these things, and that's why I'm talking about it. But at the same time, the creative choice ultimately will be what I think is the right thing. And if it's a hit, great. If it's not, then that's fine too. It's all up to the writer, though. Palantir, I am the writer. So, you know,
Docking request accepted.
I do a lot of research on any of these, and so I know a lot about like space trucking, and I know a lot of the tools used and other things, and so I have a good oh, come on, really? All right, folks, I've just been faced with a dilemma. So, I told you that I don't like to go over about $1 billion. This contract was not for $1.2 billion. This contract is for a hell of a lot less. This contract, oh, let's see, that's not going to do me any good. Oh, it is for it is right. It is for 1.3 billion. Why did I think it was for less than that? Okay, they got it right. They got it right. They have priced this just right. I thought that for some reason, I thought it was like 700 million or so, and that I was going to pick up other stuff and bring it back with me. And so they priced it right. So let me look at like how much is, so it's 22 million in here. Okay. Not a problem. Where is, where do people buy these? There's no places around here, I don't think. No, there's not. Okay. So we're gonna pick these things up. And I'm gonna not go over about 1.6 billion. So, all right, we're fine. NPC Delve, yeah, okay. Okay, so I have got stuff in here, and let's start warping to these.
Warp drive active.
And picking them up. All right, so anyway, for the music stuff, yeah, it's
Welcome
it's up to
to
me
the
to make it
Dragons.
work right.
Bone Chilling Keelian just followed.
Bone Chilling, thank you for the follow, welcome. And you know, something like when you're writing for heavy metal compared to say something a lot slower like worship music or even country, the amount of verses that you use, the amount of words in each verse and everything all really
Welcome
matter.
to the Dragons.
Low
And
graded duck just followed.
so you have to make it all fit.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Evsm17 just followed.
Low graded duck and Ebsum, thank you for the follows. Welcome.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Noodle Super just followed.
Noodle Super, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Varkith89 just followed.
Barketh, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Can't believe it keeps interrupting me like that. I know. So rude.
Docking permission requested.
I have
Docking
4
request
systems in here
accepted.
that have stuff. Hopefully they're not too much. Volunteer, take care. Carbon compounds. Not worth very much. Okay.
Warp drive active.
You, sir, rock.
Rick_DK just subscribed for 9 months.
Rick.
Time to spend some Bezos money.
Thank you, Rick. Very appreciated. 9 months as a sub. How about 90 gold to everybody here in your honor? Glad to have you here. Yeah. Wish we were flying together, but glad to have you here. So any of you that are here because you're interested in space trucking, which happens to be, you know, quite a big subject at the moment because, you know, CCP the Planetary Entrepreneur Pack, you know, building it out as kind of a trucking type thing. You know, it's all good. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. I know quite a bit about space trucking. I've done it a lot. Why did I choose the Obelisk out of all freighters? Because of its potential EHP. So all of the freighters, if you're flying them, I recommend that they're brick tanked. And what that means is that you're using T2 bulkheads. You don't use the ore ones, you use just the Tech 2. The ore ones make your value of your ship go up too much. And you use these so that you have the maximum amount of EHP. It also lowers the amount of cargo you can haul, but you want the maximum amount of EHP. Wow, Welcome Dragon is yelling. What is Welcome Dragon saying? Lotus Space asked, Welcome Dragon, how good is Markee Dragon at hauling? And he yells, ha ha ha, asking about Markee Dragon's hauling skills. I guess he's probably great at it. If you're only hauling tiny little things like his ego. Why is he yelling? But if I need someone who can handle bigger, heavier loads, better call a real dragon like me. Oh my God. Welcome Dragon. You're a nut. Any change? Is that your old Obelisk? I don't know if this one is. I have 2 or 3 of them. I don't know if this is the one of them, or if this one is it. But I keep them all in different areas. So I didn't sell any. Oh, where am I going? I don't want to... I'm making a mistake here.
Warp drive active.
Oh. Hopefully I don't bump into this stuff. Wasn't thinking. I was just about to go through the gate. I have 2 more pickups to do in here. Should be able to get to warp without bumping into that. So anyway, the Obelisk, it's all about the AHP. And if you want speed, you go with a Nomad, or not a Nomad, but a Fenrir. And then, you know, you put the interstitial, what are those things called? But I don't recommend that at all. I don't recommend speed fitting a freighter. Freighters are slow no matter what you do, unless you want to web it. And if you web it, you can still be brick tanked, because you'll still get to warp faster by webbing it than you ever could by any implants or any fit on it. Hyperspatial accelerators? No. That's for faster warp. I forget what they're called. But
Docking permission
inertia
requested.
stabilizers.
Docking
Yes,
request
thank you.
accepted.
Inertia stabilizers. Yeah, I just don't recommend it. I've done it before, but I don't recommend it even empty. Empty? Just autopilot. And check back later, you know? As long as you're well tanked, nobody's going to mess with you. Low friction nozzles? Yeah, and then there's also Other stuff. Yeah, you never want to use cargo expanders. They lower your EHP. So, never want to do that. All right, we're going to see if we can get
Warp
this
drive
stuff here.
active.
118 items in this next one. Quite a bit of stuff. I don't know what all's here, though. There's no rigs on a freighter, correct? Does double plastic wrap still work with contracts? Well, so a double plastic wrap doesn't stop you from being able to be scanned and see what's in it. What it does is it stops the original issuer from knowing who's running it. And so, you know, you then contract it to another and that double wraps it. You can still double wrap things, and then you have somebody else run it, and then they turn it in, and then you got to turn it in too. So freighters can carry fitted ships if they're in a contract. Otherwise, they can't. You do need to use a bowhead for that. 4 billion in here. All right. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. What is all this stuff? Holy cow. I have more than 4 billion in here. I don't even know what all this stuff is. I don't know. I mean, I obviously scrapped a whole bunch of ships. Okay, since I'm in a freighter, let's take stuff that's bigger. And we're at 1.2 billion with that. 1.25 right now. Right. We're a little bit high. We're about at 1.7. But I'm full. So let's take some little herons to fill it off here. And I am full. How about that? Well, this is worth coming out here doing this. Secure containers do not prevent scanning. I've never heard of secure containers preventing scanning. They might, if they're deployed in space, prevent scanning. But if you've got stuff in your cargo hold inside the container, I believe it can be scanned. The security is that people can't access it without a password, not that they can't scan it. If you set a password. If you don't set a password on it, then it just works as a regular container. You could create a corp contract for fitted ships and just accept it yourself. Yes, you could. You could. All right, so my cargo hold is full. Full.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Squirrel Fridge just followed.
Well, Fridge, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Love the videos. Thank you, buddy. Biggest cargo space? It is 387,733 cubic meters in its current configuration, which is the only configuration, in my opinion. You're 99% sure once upon a time cannot scan inside security containers? Well, I don't know. Maybe somebody else knows about containers here. I've not played around with it a whole bunch, but I've never heard of that before. But it's possible. I mean, I don't know everything. Hello, Tenchi. How's it going? Wrap and a wrap and a wrap. Well, you can't triple wrap. You can only double wrap. The security containers are scannable? Yeah, I thought so. The security is the password on them.
Welcome to the Dragons.
That somebody can't
Entropy
come along and steal it.
665 just followed.
Entropy, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Big Ball's streaming this. Thank you for recognizing that. No, it's all good. I am very confident in my hauling and having the right numbers and not being a target. What if I rap about a rap in a rap? As in rap as in like rap music? About a rap and a rap? Yeah. And they're called packages. So you could be, my package is in a package and it's wrapped so tight. All the gankers when they try, their faces go white. I don't know. Do it country style. Out here, where the wrapper's so tight,
Welcome
I ran
to the
over
Dragons.
the plastic wrap.
The Cyber DR0
Yeah.
Bear just followed.
Cyberdrop Bear, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Warp drive active.
Now I'm in the region here where, you know, I could be accepting something. One that pays 10 million, and it goes from Jita to Tara. 14 jumps from start location. Billion pays 10 million for 14 jumps. It's not very good pay. It's just not very good pay. I really want this to be $1 million per billion to really, you know, kind of consider stuff. And this, you can keep sitting here and scanning, you know, search every minute or so to wait and see when something shows up? Have you ever hauled for one of the big corps? No, I haven't. An interesting one. Starts out in Jita, goes to here. Is 35 million for 17 jumps, 1.4 billion. That's not a bad one. Where is that? Genesis. It does go through Udema. Oh, it's not available anymore. Somebody else grabbed it. Yeah, while I was evaluating it, somebody else grabbed it. You have to get really fast at evaluating these things when they're posted. That was posted in the Haulers channel. And you just have to get really, really fast at evaluating these things. If you're going to be clicking on links in the Haulers channel. 2 million per jump is a contract to consider? Yeah. 1 million per billion is kind of the point for me. If I can put a couple of contracts together to get it up over a million
Welcome to
per
the
jump
Dragons.
per
Undead
billion
department head just followed.
of collateral, then I'll consider that too. So if you hadn't already created a contract, you'd have given it to me, 4 billion collateral, 115 million for 10 jumps. I would not have taken it. So the reason is that I don't, I have kind of a hard cap on how much I'll, in the value that I'll haul, which is around 2 billion, is my absolute highest that I'll do while I'm paying attention. If I am autopiloting, then my absolute highest is about a billion. And even at that, there's two places that I don't autopilot through, which is Udema and Bale. And both of those are big gank points. And so, but I'll autopilot up to it, and then I'll manually fly through, and then I'll do it. So I also will not exceed the 387,000 cubic meters. Other people can run those. It's not for me. And that's how I don't die. When you get greedy, that's how you die. And most of the times that I've been killed and it was worth a lot, I was greedy. I took a contract and I'm like, holy shit, this pays well. Yeah, I'll take a little extra risk. And I got ganked. So, it's a way of treating it, that's for sure.
Warp drive active.
One we already looked at. Yeah, it just doesn't quite pay enough. There's one, 11 billion, pays 50 million for 3 jumps, which is really good, but it's 11 billion. This one definitely needs a Weber and a Scout. Do I ever use the waypoint hack to autopilot? Yes. I mean, that's how it works. You have to have a waypoint in order to autopilot. Now, what do you mean by a hack? Because you can't really make a waypoint in space It'll just leave you at the gate. But you can at a station. And so when I'm going to go through Udema and my route shows I'm going to go through Udema, I will click on the system beforehand, and then I'll look at its details, and I'll look for stations. I will add a station as a waypoint in there, and then I'll tell it to optimize route, so it will stop at the station before going through Udema. And that has worked for me really well. I actually have bookmarks now of stations that I use for that. Because I've studied the systems on both sides of Udema, depending on which direction you're going, to see which is the best. Oh, so waypoints so like bookmarks, so you can jump instantly. Yes. So I do have, like when I go into Cheetah, I'm going to use one of those for an Instadock. I suppose that you can use something like that for a gate. I'm not sure it'll get you right there though, at the landing. Now, Jazamento is a system that typically has gankers in it. So I keep my eye out on that. Used to be a big thing, people selling those. Yeah, people don't really sell bookmarks anymore. You can't transfer them, like they're not an item in game anymore. Gate one's often used by jump freighters because you get unlucky, you die. Yeah. Yeah, so that'd be manual piloting using bookmarks. That's an interesting thought. Well, let's see what happens. I'll make one. Make two. One is warp distance away from the gate backwards. So that you can see the gate before you go through. So like a perch. And then you can decide if you're going to go through the gate or you're going to dock up or something. Yeah, perch bookmark. We use those all the time in Null. And so that you can warp in and see the gate, be out far enough that you're at warp distance, out far enough that you're not going to get shot. So here's New Caldari, and let's see here. Save location, and we're just going to save it for 3 hours. Okay, so submit on that. So now here is it's right here, warp to within 0. So, and here's a jump thing. Let's warp to within 0 and see how far away we end up.
Active.
That's interesting. The bookmark offers me to jump the gate too. Works great for scouting. Yes, I could see that. And a scout is, recommended many times. Scout's more important than a Weber or anything. The scout will show you if there's danger ahead, and if there is, dock up. If the scout has a cloak, then they just cloak up out there, watching and waiting, and when the coast is clear, then you jump. It's the same thing I use for jump freighters. Like if I'm going to take a Sino-Alt out there, whatnot, they're going to have a cloak and everything as well. And they're going to be able to watch and wait in the system, and If I need absolute safety in a system, then I will wait until the system is empty before I jump in. But we'll see how close I actually get. Yeah, it's within 5K of where you arrive. So, yeah, I'm not sure that bookmarking a gate is gonna produce anything special. There's 3 people autopiloting. So it's landed me here. It's landed me right at the gate. And so I'm able to jump through instantly without having to go, you know, pilot in further. Because when we jump to this one, it probably won't land that close.
Active.
So, fly in a small ship and make your bookmarks. Can you fly inside the gate then? See how close I land on this. I'm going to land about 2,500 away. What I believe. It's like a Jita insta-dock. Yeah. Okay. Well, I could see that. The truth of it is, I've never been ganked on landing on a gate and jumping. It's always on the other side on getting to warp where the attempts happen. They've never attempted here where I've landed. So there I'm at 2,200, 2,100. I jump just as quick. All right, so here we are in Jita. I have a Instadock bookmark that is in the middle of the station. You can go down in Jita, fly down to the bottom, go straight up, trying to fly to the other side, and you'll go up into it. And so I warp to this, and then I click on my Jita here. I hit D on my keyboard, which stands for dock, and then it will automatically dock after the warp is finished. If I were to accidentally warp to, like, say, my undock or something like that, then what would happen is it'll warp to that point in space, and then it'll warp again to dock. And when you warp to a station and you just tell it to dock at the station, you do have some time where it can go, you know, where you're piloting in. And if you are in a ship that's not tanky, it can be a problem. If you're in a ship like this, where you have, let's say, a whole bunch of cargo that is really high value, you definitely want an Instadock. There are Macarials laying in wait, sitting out there, ready to bump you off. So
You, sir, rock.
Excelsior 100 just subscribed for 23 months.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Excelsior. 230 gold to everybody here in your honor. Thank you. Next month, you'll hit the doubling at 24 because the payout doubles. All right, so here we are flying inside. See all these red guys? They're all waiting to shoot people and pick their loot.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
There we go. Limit my vulnerability. You always do that with a blockade runner. Never not do that. All right, so got a ton of stuff here. Package. All of a sudden I was like going, oh, where's the package? There it is. All right, to turn in this package, I just right click on it and deliver courier package, and bam, I get my collateral back. And so there's my collateral, and I get my payment of 7 million. And I picked up a bunch of other stuff. So I actually did okay on that. Now, if I'm going to want to run another contract, it's slim pickings out here. It really is. So, yeah, there's not too much. Not too much out here. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, gotta wait for the next episode.